Okay, welcome back to the channel. Exciting day. Ian may or may not be switching drivers.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Old Faithful, I would say more than Old Faithful. I would say love affair.
Love affair.
Wife number 2, essentially, for you.
Yep.
Is Sim from last year.
We have a bond.
You have a bond. Everything about it for you was good. I can't think of one weakness it had for your game. The toe adjustment was always great. The question is, they did away with that. Hopefully improve some other stuff. The question really is, when someone loves the previous model that much, and this happens a lot, is it going to be worth upgrading?
So those who have been following the channel for the first 3 years, and now we're now into our 4th year, so this is kind of the 4th go around at trying new drivers for me.
Yes.
Those who followed it will know that the first time I ever got comfortable with a driver was Sim.
100%.
Before that, I was all over the map. I was using a Rogue Sub-Zero for a period. There was a G410 LST for a period.
Your Rogue was okay. I thought the Rogue was a decent fit for you.
Rogue was okay, but at the time, with kind of the kind of hooky flight I had, the low spin didn't really cater too well. It was quite punishing, and that was when you fitted me away from that ball flight. So Sim came along, twist face, weight, hot, loved the shape, loved the look, loved the feel, and just it became the one for me.
Absolutely. Yep. So you had full season and full season. You used it as early as a year ago now.
Yeah.
You've had the full year.
Absolutely. PGA
you were playing it in the PGA show.
To Golden Bear Club.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was by far your best driving year. I'm sure. Period.
No doubt.
Career long best driving year.
Arcos had me between a +2 and a +5 driving all year, which is never how I ever perceived myself as a driver. Even, to be honest, even still last year, I didn't feel like, from a strokes gain perspective, I was driving it that good. Okay. But Arcos told me otherwise, which gave me great confidence. And
I think the extra distance that you picked up might be part of why you didn't expect to see it as a plus handicap in driving, because maybe you didn't feel like you were piping it down the center of every fairway. But since I've met you, you are 25 yards longer. 25 yards longer, and then the nice work I've been doing on neutralising my golf swing has really started showing up recently in the driver. So that path that used to be kind of 6 in, 2 out, 6 up is now like 3 or 4 up and maybe 1 in, 2 out. You're usually around 0,
So the thing for me is just always be careful of the toe strike.
Yes. Well, that's what we're going to see. I think the strike pattern will be maybe the difference maker with this. So what do you want to do first? Do you want to hit a few with the new one? I know you've been warming up a little bit already. Yeah,
I'm keen to get some numbers off the new one, and I haven't, until today, I had never hit it, although we had it in hand a little earlier. Yeah. I've never struck a blow with it. I like the look of it. I think the new deeper face is nice. By accident, I ended up trying the Sim Max at the end of last season, and kind of had some surprising days where it was nice and quick and stuff like that. So a Sim Max and a Sim combo is what I'm calling the SIM2. Yes. It's kind of like a Sim 1.5. This could very well be right in my wheelhouse.
Nice.
Nice opener.
Solid. Pretty solid.
Right in my little strike zone, just slightly high, slightly toe.
Yes. Very nice. I like that.
It was quite solid.
It sounded solid.
Better.
Best hit so far?
That will be a bit more toe than the first 2.
Okay.
So that might have went 11 mil out in the toe, maybe.
Nice.
Caught that one high in the head, Matty.
Could hear it, but face control has been really good with this. High strike is usually a little on the volatile side, but down the pipe. Solid.
Yeah. If anything, maybe felt a hair in the heel.
Okay. It's just very, very playable, isn't it?
Very playable.
On paper so far, hard to argue with kind of your best shots out of the 10 there.
Quite nice.
It's basically perfect results. Your launch angle is really nice. Spin is perfect. Looks-wise, is there anything you prefer about your old one over the new one?
So, I think I've said a few times, when you were hitting it and on the live, I thought the deeper head was more to my liking. I take it back.
You take it back. You like the shallow one? That's fair. Well, the shallow head was mostly input from the tour staff originally. That's what they told us. So I'm not totally shocked to hear you say that.
This sits flatter. This is perfect.
It does sit extremely nice.
This is absolutely perfect for what I like to look at. So
okay, well that's fair enough.
It's going to be a numbers test.
Could you get over the looks?
Always.
Yeah, if the performance is better, it's not like this isn't so far off at address. It's just subtly maybe not as perfect as that is for
Absolutely.
You. Okay. Great swing.
That was good.
It's a lovely flight.
Looks
a little bit lower spin.
Yeah, like it's flatter for sure. That one was flatter.
Well, that drive is as good as it gets. I'm curious on the numbers. Interesting. Good swing.
A little bit higher in the launch in that one.
Yeah, that looked like a better launch and spin. Less flat than the previous one. Perfect kind of golf course flight.
Yeah.
By the look of that, like 323 down the middle. That's nice. That sounded piped, no?
Yeah, that was hit a little harder actually. It felt low in the head again, and it's quite quick.
There's no doubt that thing is quick as hell, low in the face. Yeah, there you go. So now we're talking over 170.
Yeah.
And do you feel? Well, we'll check club head speeds later, but your efficiency is very high. So I would say that's probably the highest efficiency we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a modification to this one where we go one click back towards a touch more loft, just so.
I wouldn't mind seeing you hit one with half a degree more loft.
Just a touch, just one.
Do you want to do that?
Kind of click more. Okay, so
that's different, isn't it?
That's a bit more air time on the same strike.
Yeah.
Was it maybe 1800 spin? Yeah, 1810.
It kind of seemed like it just helped you not turn it over quite as much as well. I like that. How'd that feel?
That felt nice.
That looks like a bomb. It's one of your longest. Nice. Good swing. Very nice.
That was 168-ish probably.
It's a perfect flight, dead straight. One of your longest actually too. You were a lot straighter with the original setting.
Yeah, it seemed one-dimensional.
And in all seriousness, you didn't really, on average, I could see some strikes where the additional loft was helping your strike pattern, but on average, it really didn't do much. And over the course of a round, you are in the absolute best window with your first setup. The only thing worth mentioning is the head speed is a little bit lower because we hit SIM2 first. So ball speed-wise, I would expect them to be closer. Yours was the most efficient, absolutely no doubt. Yeah. I do think that toe weight is golden. This session doesn't warrant switching by any means, as far as I could tell. I don't think you feel any different by the sounds of it. No. I wouldn't mind seeing you with the 8-degree head as a final kind of follow-up with this.
We had a little bit more, quite a bit more speed. I mean, just 4 miles an hour in any test that we do is quite a lot.
I have to say one thing. I don't think that the club head speed was strictly like a warm-up thing. I think you're more comfortable.
Think it was a warm-up thing.
I think you're comfortable with yours because when I'm looking at these, you hit several balls before we even started, so you were warmed up. I think with the SIM2, let's be honest, the dispersion and the results are good. However, I can tell you probably slowed yourself down a bit, maybe a bit tentative. Something about maybe the setup of it wasn't quite to your eye. You definitely swung with more confidence with yours.
If you could kind of mesh the two, which is kind of what you and I were saying just off camera there, if you could mesh the two drivers, if the 8-degree SIM2 picks up a little bit of speed,
yes,
obviously the loft is playing a role in that. 1 degree is not an awful lot, but we'll see what that does. We might end up with the ideal driver coming out of that.
One thing that I found kind of strange is dynamic lie was not different. I thought it would be very different. It's the same.
Interesting, eh?
So the appearance, no doubt. The new one looks more upright, no doubt.
Dynamically.
But I guess it just isn't dynamically. Something to do with the paint transition, obviously, is what makes it. You know what I think it is? The heel. Hopefully you guys can see this. The heel is very low now. The white is low on the heel.
Look at how, from the heel up to the toe, look how much of a diagonal rise there is.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
So that's what it is.
That's what it is.
But it really is cool how that weight placement gave you better efficiency.
Definitely did. But for now, Old Faithful is still the answer for me. There's still a little bit too much magic left in the old deer.
Toe slider was probably the
game changer.
The game changer. That's okay. So more to come with you on this with the MySim. Color?
Color, the early running would be black. Black.
We might be getting 2 black ones.
Yeah, I think black, or potentially, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing how the grey one looks. I mean, having the kind of grey accent around the back with the kind of chalk white, maybe they're calling it.
It would make it look more like your. Actually, that's a good idea. You should maybe do the white. It would make it look like. That's why you like it.
I'm describing my own driver.
MySim.
What a revolution, eh?
Ian's SIM2 is really just a SIM1, basically. Well, that was fun. I think we set out a few times we were setting up this video. We went, I kind of think your driver is just going to be clearly better. Yeah. And then we flipped twice before the video. We're like, no, I actually think maybe you'll get more out of this. So we didn't really know how this was going to go. Yeah. I think it's an interesting result. I think it was very realistic to a fitting situation. A lot of people are going to come in with a SIM, look at a SIM2. Some of them are going to have your experience. I think a lot of people also will have another experience where the new one might actually be better for their ball flight. But with your strike pattern, your needs, it just isn't quite an improvement. And it needs to be an improvement, or why would you bother?
And the interesting part is, and it just kind of came into my head, if we had tested G425 versus SIM2 with me, they would have been about the same, 166 ball speed. When I grabbed Sim, first swing, 169 ball speed. I forgot about that. Immediately. That just shows you when you find a driver that just is really, really suited to you and in sync with you, which is this obviously is, that's where those little incremental benefits are over year-on-year performance.
I agree with that. I kind of feel that way with the TSI so far. Yeah. I know when we hit enough balls side by side, there's quite a few drivers that are the same for ball speed. But I feel like if I just have 1 or 2 swings to make, like on the course, I will get my best out of that club because I'm just confident with it.
And that's actually a sneaky one, actually quite fancy, trying TSI 3, 8-degree, lowering that little. I've had a little word with Title, see if I can get a slightly lighter weight port at the back.
You can for sure.
And try that. Maybe that gives this a little run for its money.
Should the next video just be another Ian fit? We'll test the new Sim again. Yeah. We will see if TSI 3 is good for you. Honestly, there's going to be a Callaway driver that you may like. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll sprinkle in. Well, more Ian fitting coming hopefully the next 6 weeks or so at most. Something over the off season, and we'll see. We'll see what ends up in the bag for 2021. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.